what are the top mistakes that CPAs see from small business owners? Well, I can't speak for all CPAs, but I can speak for myself. And here are some of the top mistakes, okay? I would say not having your LLC or your corporation registered in the state, not having your business entity. So I'm not gonna go too much into which business entity to pick. Most people should start off with an LLC. Then once they make enough to basically pay a reasonable salary for the field they're in for a small business, which may be like $30,000, then they should file for an S Corp, because then they get to save on self-employment tax. If they don't do the S Corp and they just start making more and more money, then all of their profit you run a business, you make 100K, say you're a consultant, you know a ton about shoes or something, you set up a blog and you're advising people on like which shoes are hot and what price to get them for, and any kind of market, any market you know very well, or any skill you have, you can turn it into a brand. You can get a platform to sell it, to deliver to people, and a platform to pay, receive money, and you have to keep track of everything. So say you're doing that, 100,000 in profit, no S Corp. You're gonna pay roughly 15,000 in self-employment tax in this simplified example. And what is that really? That is basically the same thing that gets taken out of regular workers' paycheck for Social Security, for Medicare, payroll tax. But when you don't have a payroll, you basically get penalized by it. So you set up an S Corp and you set up a payroll, and you get to cut your self-employment tax down by taking some of your profit from your business as just an owner's distribution, basically, and taking your salary and designating a salary that gets hit with that full 15%. So that's essentially the whole S Corp or not debate right there. People try to sell whole books on that and everything, but it's that simple. Are you at the point, or will you reach that point of profit where you can pay a salary? Okay, then you should. And are you ready to pay for annual $750 additional business tax return? Are you ready to pay for bookkeeping to make sure that your business tax return is accurate? Are you ready to pay for payroll? So those are the main things. Those are the main investments required when you upgrade to an S Corp, okay? More expensive tax return, you need a bookkeeper, accountant. $200 a month is what we start at. And you need to run a payroll. So you can run your own payroll and do your own bookkeeping through QuickBooks if you know accounting. Most people don't know accounting. Most people screw up their QuickBooks and then come see an accountant who has to charge them, to clean the mess, basically. So it's better to just start correctly. But not having the right business entity, or any business entity, is a biggest problem for a lot of business owners. Not maintaining their organization of their business records. So in a nutshell, get your EIN assignment letter. When you get your EIN number, you should get an assignment letter from the IRS. I believe it's called like SS4 or something like that. But you want that document. You want your articles of incorporation if you're incorporated, articles of organization if you're an LLC, and you want your tax returns in there. You want all of your bank statements for any account where you claimed business expenses. There's a lot of different documents that you always want to be stored. You need a lot of information and records preserved about your business consistently. A lot of people don't really understand unless they have a CPA, an accountant that helps them manage that, right? Wrong entity, no business entity, not maintaining their business records accurately, not separating business accounts from personal accounts, business transactions from personal transactions. Either one bank account or all the bank accounts in their name, and I get it. I've been there. You start your business out, you don't know what's gonna work out. You don't set up a whole business bank account that you use exclusively and switch everything that you use for your business over necessarily right away. Most people, their business has to mature, and they have to make it better. They have to refine it and upgrade the quality and level up their business. A lot of people have never done that before. You need a person who's done that many times, who's seen them many times, who specializes in that to help you. So EIN number, business entity, which is much more than EIN number. But when you are registering your EIN number, you do say what the business entity is. But anyway, I digress. You also need to manage your business records. You also need to separate your personal transactions from your business transactions. Maintain your tax filings. A lot of business owners, they are not exact with their taxes, and it's not gonna always be exact, but when you don't have any bookkeeping, which may cost a couple $100 a month, you could get cheaper bookkeeping, but if it's wrong, then it's not very valuable. The quality of the bookkeeping, like most things with the price and the quality, there's some correlation there. So some people go on Fiverr and they try to grab a bookkeeper. Good luck. If they're not from America, there's a lot of transactions they won't understand. If they're not a certain levels of accountant, your financial statements will be all screwed up. They think there's a lot of different things besides saying which transaction goes where in the accounting. There's sometimes you have to do journal entries and adjustments, back up everything with the proper information. So get the right accounting help, and maybe look at Rocket Lawyer too for legal help, and these are ways where you need guidance. It's not easy to start and push a business. You can start a business, but to start it right and to really give it the best chance and not really basically set it up for failure, you have to be connected to the right people. You have to find the right people to guide you. And you also have to find the right people. You have to find your market and grow your market aggressively. It's a push. It's like pushing, ball up a hill. It's a heavy lift at first, and you can get up to, breaks at the hill, meaning you push your business and you put all this effort and just getting out there and making sales and delivering products, services, and being smart with your money. But you start all of a sudden have to juggle a bunch of things, so you need the right people. And I'm more than happy to see if we're a fit. Let's see, what other stuff do I see? The last thing I would say, business owners are not they're not strategic enough with the money coming in. They got money that they're spending on things they don't use and they don't get the value of. And they got money drivers, certain things they spend money on, like maybe advertising through buying leads somewhere, or they have certain things that basically pour fuel on the fire of sales, but they may not have enough money to push that part as much as they want to, because maybe they're wasting money in other areas, or maybe they don't have their financial statements in their records in order to get a loan. There's a lot of additional loans besides SBA loans. You can get small business loans. You can also get loans from fintech companies like PayPal, Square, etc. There's a lot of tips, and that is a tip I'll give you. If you start off with an invoicing system, let's say you're selling some kind of consulting session to teach somebody something. When you want them to pay, you could just say, Zelle me, Cash App me, but this is a tip, some game I'll give you. Use PayPal, rather than like Cash App. If you build a transaction history with like PayPal, Square, etc., eventually they'll be like, oh, do you want $20,000? We see you're getting money and we're the ones who collect it for you. We can advance you a big, tens of thousands if you want. And you only build up that credit and that offer by using the payroll point of sale system or whatever you want to call it regularly. So that's a tip. But 10 minutes is enough.